McAdoo, nice touch, rolls in the second one. He has 8.
It's going to be a big test for Kansas. We talked briefly about Long Beach State.
Right.
Their talent out of the Big West Conference, Casper Ware at the point guard position. They beat Pitt earlier in the year, and the only 2 losses are against UNLV, and we beat North Carolina and San Diego State. Both of those games in overtime. So, what a team.
Wow! McAdoo.
Okay.
And UNLV just didn't beat North Carolina.
No,
they whipped them. It's hard to believe somebody could shoot that well, but they did that day. They made everything.
Chase Stanback and Mike Moser and Oscar Belfield.
Ryan with a miss. Looks like Cooper and DuPont are going to get a chance to come and play. So the last 5 guys on the North Carolina roster will be on this court. White, double clutch, no. Offensive rebound, and back to White. Good job by Hubert.
Oh, they're passing to me.
No, not this Hubert, that Hubert. McAdoo showing you what's coming in the next 3 years.
If you're intrigued by the hand-selected wood trim, the 38.5 inches of legroom, and the reclinable, heated, Napa leather seats inside the Jeep Grand Cherokee, just wait until we tell you about the heated and ventilated front seats.
Looks like everyone has a new favorite letter. The W, new from Wendy's. Double beef, double cheese, and our signature sauce all served up on a buttered, toasted bun. The W, now for just $2.99, only at Wendy's.
Hey, Wendy!
Give me a W!
The first time I was diagnosed, I was 6, and I ended up relapsing when I was 9. And there was a time in there where we thought I wasn't going to be able to be here. Not only being able to be here, but to be able to participate in a sport such as golf. I don't know how to describe it besides humbling.
'13th ranked Kansas, home for Long Beach State. That's next on ESPNU. The last time Long Beach State played in Lawrence, 1993. They knocked off a then #1 ranked Kansas team 64-49. That game following North Carolina and Evansville.
2:56 left in this one. It is a 50-point lead for North Carolina. This might be the reason, with that height advantage, they have out-rebounded Evansville 56-26. That's right, it's not a misprint. 56-26. Last time I saw numbers like that, I had an intramural team in college. We had 26. The other guys had 56.
Okay, I thought you had the 56.
Oh, no.
Okay, I was like,
no.
Okay, Mr. Patrick.
No, sir. We had 26, and we're lucky to get them. Moving screen will turn it over. The foul on Hubert. Sorry.
That's going to take me a little while to get used to that.
Jar with a running jumper. No. Got his own rebound on the long bounce. This is Nelson. Taylor. Oh, they're still playing hard. You got to give them that.
Yeah,
they have not, even though this game was decided a long, long time ago, they've never quit. somehow that was a perfect pass. Desmond Hubert gets the bucket. Nice feed.
They've gotten some pretty good minutes out of Desmond Hubert. I mean,
They really have.
Good defensively. He's used his length to get rebounds.
Oh, well, that name, you know, he's going to play well.
He's going to be okay.
Basket and the foul. Nice drive by Lewis Jones. Stuart Cooper picks up the personal. That's his first. He's a senior from Winston-Salem. He and DuPont, last two guys off the Tar Heels bench, getting a chance to get some minutes here. And Jones knocks down the free throw to make it 95-48. Loose ball scramble. North Carolina, now we're going to have a tie-up. And the possession arrow will give it back to the Heels, and that'll get them a nice round of applause. Both teams sending guys down to the floor. Inbounds to Cooper. Simmons, the turnaround jumper won't go, and over the back is Huber, picks up his third personal. And will shoot 1-on-1 at the other end of the court. Jalen Moore, a 6'7" freshman, getting a chance to get some minutes for the Purple Aces. Misses the front end of the 1-on-1. Crowd wants the Heels to get to 100 here. Cooper. Follow won't go. Hubert, offensive rebound, and he's fouled. Well, he just keeps working hard in there, doesn't he?
That's 8 rebounds for the freshman. And he's playing so well that Coach Williams might have to think about putting him a couple minutes into the rotation. Look at his athleticism, keeping the ball alive. Good strength to be able to get to the free throw line. Positive minutes from the freshman.
Love the name of his hometown, Cream Ridge, New Jersey. I like that.
That's nice.
Cream Ridge sounds like a nice place.
Cream Ridge.
Got a little hitch in that free throw motion, though. Nelson back the other way, under a minute to go. Bad pass taken away by Crowell, and he'll get the layup. (97-48). Good hustle on his part. And they're on their feet at the Dean Smith Center. Their beloved Tar Heels are going to get their 7th victory in 9 tries. Jones. Rebound goes to Simmons. A 3 would give him 100. Not to be. Chin back the other way for the Purple Aces, and it's over. 97-48 is the final. Carolina with the win over Evansville. That's our final score. Coming up next, Long Beach State against Kansas. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Hubert Davis and our entire crew, this is Mike Patrick saying good night from Chapel Hill. Now we send it to Anish Shroff in the studio.
All right, Mike, coming up in just a little bit, Connor Tehan And Kansas taking on Long Beach State. Tehan making his first career start in place of Tyshawn Taylor, who tweaked his knee. Anish Shroff here in the Sports Center U studio with Dino Gaudio. Certainly a tour de force type of performance by North Carolina tonight.
You show respect for a team when you prepare hard for them and you play hard against them. And that's just what Carolina did tonight.
All right, Kansas, Long Beach State. We got to remember Long Beach State beat Pittsburgh earlier in the season. What does Kansas have to guard against?
Bill Self's biggest challenge is making sure they're not overlooking Long Beach State and looking forward to Ohio State this Saturday. And Long Beach State's 1-3-1, Anish, really bothers some teams in the half court.
Casper Ware, one of the more underrated players in the nation, too.
No question. Great quickness. Self talked about this game and said, this is the fastest team we'll play since we played Kentucky. That's how well Long Beach State pushes the basketball.
Missouri looking to put the ribbon and wrapping paper on their game against Villanova. Syracuse held off Marshall 62-56. Time to get you out to Lawrence, Kansas, and Long Beach State is next on ESPNU.
Kansas is again on the floor where they're 132-7 under Bill Self at Allen Fieldhouse. But tonight, Long Beach can be ornery. They've already won at Pitt. They took Louisville deep at U of L. But to upset Kansas, you better upset this guy, Thomas Robinson, who has a double-double ready every time he wakes up in the morning. This is the Smithsonian Institution of College Basketball, Fog Allen Fieldhouse at the University of Kansas. 13th ranked Kansas tonight hosting Long Beach State for the Big West at Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence. And it's all part of Jimmy B Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the B Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. And good evening, everyone. I'm Mitch Holtis along with former UCLA star Sean Farnham. Already news here in Lawrence, Sean. Kansas has a big decision to make right away.
Yeah, game time decision for Tyshawn Taylor, who's coming off an outstanding second half against South Florida, where he scored 20 out of his 24 points, but he will not get the start tonight. He tweaked his knee yesterday at practice, so Bill Self will start him on the bench, allow the game kind of develop. So that means Connor Tehan will get his first career start. The senior, the former walk-on, getting some pivotal minutes, and I talked to him right before tip-off. I said, how you feeling? He said, you know what? I'm a little excited, and we'll see if that excitement turns into turnovers or will that excitement turn into points. Well, excitement sometimes is on a missed shot. That's the way it is tonight because two of the best rebounders in the country meet in the neighborhood. Yeah, it's one-on-one, and it's Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. T.J. Robinson for Long Beach State. He is second active list right now. His career double-doubles, does it with great court awareness. Meanwhile, Thomas Robinson is just so strong. The physical presence underneath, the ability to finish at the rim, and he plays with such great heart. It's a great interior matchup between two different distinct players. And Dan Munson, part of Gonzaga's building. Taking Gonzaga from the alma mater of John Stockton and Bing Crosby to a player in national basketball. And here's his lineup. A group of seniors, 4 seniors that have played together 4 consecutive years, led by Ware, Robinson, Phelps, and Anderson. And Bill Self, one of 4 coaches in NCAA history to lead 3 teams to the Elite 8, Tulsa, Illinois, and Kansas. And his starting lineup, again, Tyshawn Taylor not there tonight. That puts big pressure on Elijah Johnson, Sean, to play well early tonight. Well, assuming the role as being the starter is a little bit of a difference maker when you look at Elijah Johnson. But Tehan gets his hands on that tip right there. He's a spot-up shooter, but he's beginning to get a little bit more comfortable in their offense. Bill Self told me he wants them to find him early. A lob to Withey. And out of bounds to Long Beach State. So immediately Kansas tries to go inside of their 7-footer. There have been times this season where turnovers, careless turnovers, have reared its ugly heads for this KU team. And right there, I think opening possession, throwing that lob over the top of the defense, awfully difficult pass to complete. A couple different Jayhawks upside down in the assist-to-turnover ratio, something that has caught the attention of Bill Self. Ware, double team on him. Elijah Johnson. Robinson, stick back. And that's what the hustle and the heart come in for Thomas Robinson. He could have gave up on that play, thinking that Elijah Johnson's going to finish it off. Instead, he gets the offensive rebound and put back.
Long Beach State right back at Kansas. They don't mind playing the fast pace, even on the road against a nationally ranked opponent.
And they have done it over the course of this senior class. You mentioned the experience of this group. This is a group that has played in some of the most difficult environments in the country in the last 4 years. And Coach Monson has said, hey, look, my guys are going to get challenged. And maybe this year they bit off a little bit too much with their travels on the road, but very difficult schedule year in and year out, and he feels that that best prepares them for the opportunity to get a large bid in the NCAA tournament should they not win the conference tournament like they did a year ago.
T.J. Robinson, Sean, can not only rebound, he can score. You mentioned his double-doubles. How about 42 of them in 100 career games?
A staggering number, and again, when you look at his size, only weighing about 205 pounds, he is more physical than his frame looks.
If Thomas and Robinson makes that shot all year, forget it.
He's tried to work on expanding his perimeter game. I saw him over the summer at Adidas Nations playing against Perry Jones and Jared Sullinger, who's going to be in this building on Saturday.
With Ohio State. Last year, that'd have been an air ball for T-Rob. The other Robinson, and he answers. So T.J. Robinson, both Robinsons have 8 points, split among the two teams.
And we said this was going to be a battle of Mr. Robinson's neighborhood, and right now it's all even, and that's why the score's even.
They run two at him, and Robinson finds Withy, who gets it blocked from behind. A message sent by Larry Anderson.
Larry Anderson does such an excellent job coming from behind and making plays consistently. They're going to bring the hard double on Robinson. That means Withy's got to go up strong. The dribble is what allowed Anderson to get there. Had Withy gone straight up, he would have had a layup and scored two.
It's 6'5", blocking 7 feet. Turn around and in again. Thomas Robinson with 6, and that time Phelps had him pushed out on the floor.
You see the confidence level growing in Robinson, and he's liking the physical matchup with Phelps on the defensive end of the floor as well.
Long Beach State, they go to Carolina after this, and now a turnover.
Just as turnovers have hurt Kansas, turnovers hurt Long Beach, and they hurt them big time against the Cardinal of Louisville. Rick Pitino's squad exploited turnovers and turned them into points.
Sean, they had 21 in that game, but their win at Pitt, only 10. Long Beach showing some zone, and Tehan reads it immediately.
He is your built-in zone buster from the outside for Kansas. Connor Tehan, if you're playing a zone, you have got to shade his side and make sure you close out. Too long of a run.
9-4, a hot early start. Kansas hitting 4 of its first 6 shots, including 2 out on the floor. Field goals by Thomas Robinson. Ennis will launch a quick one. Kansas good in transition. I thought he was going to test fate.
Thomas Robinson has shown up, and he's ready to go tonight. He got off to a very slow start against South Florida on Saturday, but there is no slow start today.
A 7-0 run by Kansas. Robinson, 8 points, 6 from out on the floor.
Watch the great ball reversal here. A long run up by Phelps. He's in the middle of your screen. That's way too long to run out with a guy like Connor Tehan when his feet are set underneath him. And then Thomas Robinson in the break, feeling it.
Doubling his whole season output from a year ago from that distance. He's improved his game, Elijah Johnson. Tehan again off reversal. Connor.
Bill Self told me he wanted to get Connor Tehan the ball. He felt that Long Beach State might zone, and twice now he's got his feet set underneath him.
A great early start for Kansas. Another quick shot by Anderson from Long Beach State. Relaford with the steal. Travis Relaford to the basket. And Dan Munson can wait no longer. Kansas 16-4 to start this game.
They fell down 8-0 at Louisville. They had to fight and claw their way back. They cut the lead eventually down to 5 just last week. Coach told me earlier today, he said, we can ill afford to come out and fall behind early. Well, that's exactly what has happened, and it's been the physical nature at the defensive end of the floor for the Kansas Jayhawks and the unselfishness on the offensive end of the floor to identify great shots, not open shots, but great shots. This is a team playing with much better confidence than I saw on Saturday.
Sean, I got to ask you, Kansas really pressuring the perimeter, too. They're making it hard on Long Beach State, and we've seen the 49ers rush some shots, which has just led to their early problems.
Well, Long Beach State needs to settle down, specifically on the ball screen action where you're seeing a hard hedge from the Kansas Jayhawks. They have twice now been able to create that hard hedge and force a turnover off of it.
Again, Tyshawn Taylor tweaking a knee at practice yesterday, not starting, but it hasn't mattered for Kansas. Doing everything right here early. Whitby with the hedge on Casper Ware.
You look for offense for Long Beach State. Casper Ware needs to get involved.
And Robinson's going to be called. Throwing a knee into Casper Ware. But that's about the only thing Kansas has done wrong early. Number 13 leads by 12.
This is the new Dremel Sawmax, the versatile tool system that gives you the ability to make all your common cuts with confidence. Easily cut through everyday materials like wood, drywall, plastic, plywood, and more. With an unparalleled view of the task at hand, the Sawmax even makes quick work of tough materials, all with the ease of single-handed operation. Check out the Dremel Sawmax wherever power tools are sold, or visit Dremel.com for a free project DVD. Cut with confidence. Cut with the Dremel Sawmax.
At 21st Century Insurance, we think shopping around is smart. Take these two cars. One is covered by them, the other by 21st. So they're both protected from those pesky shopping carts. Same coverage means same repairs. But smart shoppers who switch to 21st save $492 a year. Call 800-508-1673. 21st Century Insurance. Same great coverage for less. 21st Century Insurance here, with our fastest way yet to prove that you're spending too much money on your car insurance. This car is covered by Progressive, this one by 21st. Both cars have the same coverage, same damage, and now, the same fast repairs. But here's the difference. Drivers who switched from Progressive to 21st saved an average of $535 a year. Call 800-508-1673. 21st Century Insurance, the same great coverage for less.
Michigan State and Oklahoma State highlight a doubleheader tomorrow on ESPNU.
ESPNU's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Mitch holds us back with Sean Farnham as Kansas already has outscored Long Beach State 10-0 off turnovers, just heating the 49ers up on the half court.
Well, and then what they lead to is opportunities to score. On the opening possession, the missed layup of Thomas Robinson was there to clean it back, and I think that was a great way to start because all of a sudden he's broken out and playing with better confidence than I saw the other night when I was here on Saturday against South Florida, showing that mid-range jump shot. And if he can hit these shots on a consistent basis, he will be the conference player of the year inside the Big 12 this year.
And that was the part of his game lacking last year. He had 3 double-doubles, but about 20 minutes each time as he was coming in for the Morris Twins.
Set a school record with 6 consecutive double-doubles to start this season before that came to an end on Saturday.
Nice post-up and finish as Long Beach State. A little set play to get T.J. Robinson his 5th and 6th points.
Somebody else needs to score besides T.J. Robinson, and it needs to be Casper Ware. And that's where you got to start, by attacking that hard hedge. You saw him draw the foul before he went to break.
Whitby cannot finish as Long Beach that time went for a little point three-quarter press.
A lot of conversation in Lawrence about the need for him to be stronger and more physical underneath.
Ware, quick shot from 3. Ennis can't hang on. But Robinson can, and again, he is the Big West answer to Thomas Robinson for Long Beach State.
Well, you just see how active he is, and it's a loose ball rebound. He's able to get it.
Kansas casual against the 1-2-1-1, and Long Beach State gets a turnover.
Well, that'll get Tyshawn Taylor off the bench.
And underneath, a block by Whitby. Another block by Whitby. He had 4 blocks in the Kentucky game for Kansas. Now Robinson loses control of the foul on Long Beach State. And Dan Munson didn't like the call.
Did not like that call at all. And we'll see the great work defensively, though, by Whitby. Coming from the help side position, then recovering and blocking the second one. And What Dan Monson is upset about is he thought that should have been a charge. And this veteran officiating crew, I like the way they've allowed this game to go so far. They've allowed the game to be an open court style. There's been some physical play underneath.
This is another area where Thomas Robinson has improved dramatically. Last year, Sean, 51% at the line. Already up 20 points, but here's the numbers for your neighborhood.
Look how similar the numbers are as far as rebounding goes. Field goal percentage, 59% for TJ Robinson. The points a little bit higher, the rebounds a little bit higher for Thomas Robinson this season, but just a great individual matchup between these two. Haven't disappointed so far.
And again, TJ Robinson has done that against high-quality competition, as has Thomas Robinson.
Thomas Robinson's going to go get a well-deserved rest after how hard he's played. And the key for Long Beach State, too, is they have to make shots. If they make shots, that allows them to extend out their pressure and try to turn you over. It's tough to extend out your pressure, though, when you turn the ball over.
Tyshawn Taylor in the game now for Kansas. And this is going to be a foul on Kansas. It's going to be on Withy. He snuck out a hip on a cutter against Long Beach. First foul on Withy.
And for Long Beach State to be successful, that's why I talk about turnovers being so important. They have to try to limit their turnovers because they come up with empty possessions and then you can't establish the defensive pressure. It's so important and crucial to victory for Long Beach State.
Thomas Robinson has outscored Long Beach 10-8. Here's TJ Robinson, and he's going to the line.
It's a great job shaping up underneath, having his hands ready, and trying to go up.
Justin Wesley fouling for Kansas. Wesley is key. Kansas has got to get minutes, Sean, from some of these other guys, because you got the 5 main guys, and they're just already getting a lot of minutes this season just because of the way Bill Self's bench is this year.
Well, Coach Self told me he wants 50 minutes per game coming off of his bench. He said, now, in years past, you value it by points per game and rebounds per game. But this year, he says, I'm looking at intangibles. What can you bring to the court defensively? Can you set a screen? Can you make the extra pass? Those are how he's judging his bench production this year. Certainly, Kevin Young is a player they need to elevate his play as well.
Kansas breaks the 1-2-1-1 and a reach on Long Beach State. And that's on Casper Ware, and that's an issue. That's the second foul on the 49ers senior star. And that's going to call Dan Munson to make a move. That's why he was upset that he got that block charge call. And now Cathy comes into the game for Long Beach State. Mike Cathy, a freshman from Riverside, California. T-Hands on his spot. You know where that's going down.
He is 3 for 3 from behind the arc. And when his feet are set, it's as good as automatic from the outside.
Came in with 10 makes, already 3 in this first half. A brilliant pass underneath to get Eugene Phelps an easy layup.
Same contact.
One thing Long Beach will do is they'll share the ball. And 32 buckets at pitch, and they had 24 assists.
Unselfish team, veteran team that is always looking to try to attack the paint.
With the jump hook. Wesley trying to save the possession for Kansas. TJ Robinson, what a half he's having. He's got 12. Thomas Robinson has 10.
This is a great matchup between two of the very best players in their respective conferences. TJ Robinson, the all-time leading rebounder at Long Beach State. He's in the top 10 in scoring as well.
Taylor trying to turn the corner, creating for Elijah Johnson. Withy works hard to try to get a stick back. He's going to the line.
And you have a player like Connor Tehan, though. Great ball movement, helps set things up. Elijah Johnson, the nice pass out, and watch the quick ball reversal action creates a long run. That's the second time through ball reversal that they found Connor Tehan. And I think that's how you got to set it up. If you look for Tehan on the strong side immediately, he's not going to be open. But if you get the defense shifting to the opposite side and bring it back quick, he's going to be wide open. He's going to knock down his perimeter shot.
Withey's been good at the line, 88%. He was 52% career coming in. Transferred into the program. He started his career at University of Arizona. Kansas back up by 9, heading toward the under 12. Thomas Robinson comes back in. So Long Beach State with Casper Ware in foul trouble has to get some production from its bench. Caffey, air ball. A reminder that tomorrow night ESPNU has a college basketball doubleheader. Draymond Green and the Michigan State Spartans host Central Connecticut State. The Devils have won 5 in a row. And then at 9 Eastern, I'll be in Springfield, Missouri. The Oklahoma State Cowboys visit Kyle Weems, the reigning Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year. ESPNU, the home court of college hoops. Wednesday night starting at 7 Eastern.
Well, you'll be there. I'll be home watching you. How's that?
Good. It's going to be a good game. Oklahoma State's got some nice young players. Guerrero, LeBrian Nash, and underneath the bonus 2. Justin Wesley gives him 2 off the bench.
And of course, the Missouri Valley Conference looking very strong in the early stages of this season.
Great nationally ranked. Wichita State obliterated UNLV, who beat North Carolina. Little slip underneath. Well done. As Diversevic is going to the line when we come back. But Kansas keeps its double-digit lead. 25-14 Kansas.
You want to save money on car insurance? No problem. You want to save money on RV insurance? No problem. You want to save money on motorcycle insurance? No problem. You want to find a place to park all these things? Forget about it. This is New York.
Hey, little guy, wake up.
Oh, come off it, Mike.
Geico. Saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Taco Bell's epic new triple steak stack.
Hey, that's my steak.
Our greatest masterpiece yet. Triple the juicy, triple the tender, triple the all-new steak. The new triple steak stack. Now at Taco Bell.
To Pizza Hut. All right,
Dan Munson has no fear when he sets up the schedule. Of course, he did that at Gonzaga. He's assisted with Dan Fitzgerald and then preceded Mark Few. His team down at 11 points. But look at this, man. They've been all over the place.
The amount of miles in which they will travel in their non-conference games, over 20,000. You know, no NBA yet, but they're traveling like they're an NBA team right now. And the competition is stiff when you look at Pittsburgh, San Diego State, Louisville, Kansas, North Carolina, and they get Xavier in the Diamond Head Classic. So not an easy road for the Long Beach State 49ers. And you have to wonder the wear and tear, how that may affect this team as this continues to progress, because after this one, they have North Carolina. So far, though, that man, T.J. Robinson, has done a little bit of everything in the environments that they've been in at the 4 years for this senior class. Wisconsin, Syracuse, BYU. That was his freshman. Look at their sophomore year at Kentucky, Duke, and Texas. North Carolina, Utah State after that, and then, of course, that schedule we've already mentioned this year. So they're not coming into an environment like Allen Fieldhouse, like a majority of teams do, being in awe of it or scared of it because they've been so tested over the course of their career. But the problem they're having right now is they're not getting the shots that they normally get. Only one person on the floor has found themselves in a rhythm, and that's T.J. Robinson. He is 4 for 5. The rest of the team just 1 of 6 shooting. And he's the only one that seemingly right now is playing with the swagger and confidence that they can come in here and win. I think Casper Ware has been way too passive in the early stages of this game. When I look out on the floor, I'm thinking Casper Ware turning the corner and attacking, and I haven't seen it yet.
And foul trouble now has him setting down. As he's back on the floor now. He's got 2 personal fouls. So Edis Diversevic hits his first free throw. Diversevic from New York City. And I'm going to ask you a little Long Beach State history as he splits a pair. Where these seniors kind of fit into history, because there was a group that came into Kansas from Long Beach State that won by 15 when Kansas was #1 in the country. That was Lucius Harris, Byron Russell. Pretty good group itself.
An outstanding group. And I actually talked to Seth Greenberg, who's the head coach of that team. And I'll tell you the story he has and the memories he has from that win over the #1 ranked Kansas Jayhawks. But this group of 4 seniors by the end of the season, all 4 of them will be plus 1,000-point scorers in their career at Long Beach State. That's incredible.
And yet the bugaboo is they can't beat UCSB in the Big West Final in the tournament. They get some nice non-con wins, maybe an at-large bid. They'd like to have it not have to boil down to 40 minutes and trying to beat the Gauchos. I got another little Robinson, another field goal hit.
Boy, he has been sensational tonight. On balance. And the one thing I love is how he's elevating on a shot. He's not drifting. He's not fading away. He's going straight up and straight down.
And of his 12 points, Sean, none have been on post-ups. A follow, and the rest are jumpers. That's real good news if you follow Kansas closely. Elijah Johnson, Wesley. Kansas will keep it.
That was a great pass by Elijah Johnson, though, underneath to Wesley. Very limited space to try to feed that one through.
Impressed with Kansas so far. No look ahead at Ohio State. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons to think that they could have had a rocky start. No Tyshawn Taylor starting. They've come out very aware and on fire tonight. A little hesitation. Doing it all now. 14 first-half points. And we're at the 10:27 mark.
And that's what happens, though, when you start hitting your mid-range jump shot. It forces everybody else to step out on you, creates a little opportunity to get a lane to the hoop.
Justin Wesley, the Lamar transfer, able to get a block shot.
He's just getting silly with it now.
This is ridiculous.
He's just getting silly with it.
And the Long Beach guys look at Dan Munson and go, wait a minute, where's that scouting report?
Thomas Robinson, as you mentioned, has not done it in his usual fashion. He has done it on the outside. And when you hit a couple mid-range shots, what you do, turn, face, stay on balance, knock it down. And I know coming off of Saturday's game, you know, as coach calls it, the crud has been going around this team. They've been a little bit under the weather, and Thomas Robinson was affected by that on Saturday. There's been no effects tonight.
He has 16. We're at the 9:46 mark. His career high is 20. That was earlier this year against Georgetown. Teahan, and he stays perfect. Another timeout. Dan Munson looking for answers.
Whether it was the Maui hangover, maybe a little shift in the starting lineup tonight with Tyshawn Taylor getting banged up. This is a very, very different Kansas Jayhawk team coming out extremely focused, and Connor Teahan going stride for stride with Thomas Robinson here in the first half. 4 3-pointers for him, and just doing a great job. Look, great shooters get their feet set, their hands ready, and they elevate for their shot right away. And that's what Connor Teahan has done here in his first career start. 12 points, 4 for 4 from the field. I guess those nerves, by the way, I talked about.
Yeah, not so much.
They turned out to be pretty good for him.
Well, in 10.5 minutes, look at him laughing. He knows he's got the feel. In 10.5 minutes, he's got his career high. 12 points. He had 11 on 2 other occasions. You hit 4 threes, you can get a bunch in a hurry. Now Long Beach State was thinking upset. They're thinking now, just trying to keep this thing respectable. And Phelps throws it away. But a save. Nope, walk.
And Coach Munson completely displeased with how his team has performed here in the early stages. Thomas Robinson checks back in, but you know, for a senior-laden group like Long Beach State and a battle-tested group, to come in with this performance so far is a disappointment.
13-1 run for Kansas to lead by 19. And again, this Long Beach State team last year was 14-2 in the Big West. Taylor misses his first shot, and now Ennis called for a double dribble. That's 6 turnovers. And Dan Monson's looking for.
Well, and you mentioned it. Against Pittsburgh, 10 turnovers the entire game. That's why they won at Pitt. 6 turnovers with 9 minutes left to go here in the first half. That's a recipe for disaster, especially in Allen Fieldhouse, where they have a 45-game non-conference win streak.
Long Beach picks up the heat. And here comes T.J. Robinson. Nice follow. Good hustle by Caffey, just following the attempt by T.J. Robinson. Great skip. Rutherford short. Ware itching to get his first points. That's deep from 3.
That's what Casper Ware can do. And Bill Self with a quick timeout, but that's the first time, and I like the move by Coach Munson to have Caffey out on the floor at the same time as Ware to maybe get him freed up and more aggressive offensively, looking for a shot.
Told you about Wednesday night on ESPNU with hoops. Thursday night, don't miss this. One of the biggest nights of the year on ESPNU. A full night of specials surrounding the Home Depot College Football Awards. At 5 p.m. Eastern, the Home Depot College Football Awards Roundtable Special. Palmer and Pollock offer their take on the night's awards at 7 Eastern. Then at 8 and 11 Eastern, catch all of the latest from the red carpet as players and coaches enter and leave the event at the Atlantic Dance Hall at Disney's Boardwalk at the Walt Disney World Resort. Look at, here we go, some of our Maxwell Award candidates. Andrew Luck, headed for a big payday soon in his life. Kellen Moore's had a fabulous career at Boise State, and Trent Richardson played awesome football throughout his career, especially in the last 2 months. Long Beach State back to the zone.
They better find Connor Tehan out there.
He's lurking in the corner waiting for that reversal event. Robinson. Tommy just got it kind of on his cuff, coming back to Long Beach State.
He was looking for the foul. Connor Tehan was looking for the kick out, but that's about the first thing you can say that Thomas Robinson necessarily hasn't gone his way. He is certainly feeling it tonight. A 14-point lead for the Jayhawks at home against Long Beach State.
Tomorrow on ESPNU, Central Connecticut takes on Tom Izzo's resurgent Spartans at 7. And at 9, Markel Brown leads the Cowboys against Missouri State. Central Connecticut, Michigan State at 7. Oklahoma State, Missouri State at 9. Tomorrow on ESPNU. ESPNU is your ultimate source for the best in college soccer. In the games that matter most, only the elite advance, and only one will be crowned champion. The Men's College Cup semifinals, Friday at 6 and 8:30, and championship games Sunday at 4 on ESPNU. If you like
sharing, pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
What is it, shorty?
Tissue, sir? I'm sick.
You don't cough. You don't show defeat. Give me your war face!
Halls, a pep talk in every drop. Here's to America's real working hands. They keep our country going strong with Irwin Vice Grip tools, like our Groove Lock pliers that adjust with the press of a button and never slip or pinch. Irwin Vice Grip, reach for greatness.
An ace round for this Sports Center U in-game. Texas taking on Texas Arlington. Julian Lewis. He's got 9 so far in this contest. Texas, though, only up by 7 in the second half. Elsewhere, Missouri stays unbeaten. They knock off Villanova at Madison Square Garden in the Jimmy V Classic. TCU, not quite a member of the Big 12. They will be next year. They beat Texas Tech and Iowa State leading Prairie View.
And here, Kansas off to a fabulous start, leading a good Long Beach State team 34-20. Everybody's kind of trying to figure out the Big 12. And all of a sudden, though, Missouri, they blew out Cal and Kansas City. And people think Cal might win the Pac-12. What do you think about the rest of the league?
Well, I think Missouri's done such a great job in the early stages. Depth does concern me. Lack of interior presence outside of Ricardo Ratliff. But Baylor has as much talent as any team in the country. If they can figure out their point guard position, if Pierre Jackson can elevate his play, I think Baylor could end up winning this conference this season.
Well, they were good inside. Harry Jones, Quincy Acey. In fact, if I was a promoter, I would put together a Quincy Acey, Thomas Robinson tip dunk contest. I'd sell the place out.
Put it on pay-per-view. A lot of people here in Lawrence will buy it.
Bring about a dozen rims. Need them. Long Beach trying to get back into this game. Ware on the inside dribble. And King Kong swats it away. Ooh, lazy pass. Look out, Anderson's in the book.
Nice job, Anderson, playing the passing lane. Turnovers can cause issues for Kansas, and you want to give a team life, throw it away and allow them to get open floor. 7-0 run for the 49ers.
Back to that point press for Long Beach State. Tehan. Robinson blocked by Withy, his third of the half.
See, and Robinson that time, instead of turning, he should have initiated some better contact and drawn the foul.
Elijah Johnson nails the three.
He needed that. Just 3 for his last 16 over the last 3 games. That's below 20%.
He's been cranking 6 per game. It's out of bounds to Kansas as the prophet Elijah Johnson finally in the book.
Well, and Coach Self said, look, he has been shooting the ball much better at practice. I've seen that over the last 5 days here in Lawrence, Kansas, and Elijah Johnson just needs to keep trying to find himself in a rhythm, and that time, nice rotation, nice arc, everything going his way.
He can do it. He had 23 against UCLA, including 4 threes against the Bruins.
The zone attack, they're going to continue to run Connor Tehan on the baseline.
Again, he's waiting for it on the weak side. Now he flashes the ball with 10 to shoot. Sean Taylor wide left. Withy there to dunk it.
I don't think that's how Coach Self drew it up, but it certainly worked. Withy very good on the offensive glass, one of the most underrated aspects of his game.
Ennis. Robinson with that left-handed soft jumper. He's got 14.
You know, for Long Beach State, I think you try to just continue to whittle this thing down. If you can get it under 10 going to the break, you're Coach Munson, you're at halftime telling the team, we weathered the storm. They couldn't have shot the ball any better in the first 10 minutes of that game, and look where we're at right now. Keep fighting, keep scratching.
Still hit 6 out of every 10 shots here in this first half. And you know what? It's glad to see Munson get another shot. 7 years at Minnesota. It didn't end so well there for Dan, but highly regarded when he's at Gonzaga. And it's great to see him get it going again at Long Beach State.
A great coach, a great teacher of the game of basketball. Really enjoying the Long Beach State community. He loves this job, not just for himself, but also for his family.
With the trip and a foul on Long Beach State.
We mentioned Dan Munson and all that he's done. Big West Coach of the Year, WCC Coach of the Year. His career record, of course, at Gonzaga in 1998-99 season was a great one for the Zags as they advanced all the way into the Elite Eight.
He was a longtime assistant to Dan Fitzgerald, one of the great characters in college basketball. Was at Gonzaga. Dan passed away not that long ago, and Dan helped building that Gonzaga program with 52 wins when he's head coach and a trip to the Elite Eight. He is hitting everything.
Efficiency. We talked about his field goal percentage. I mean, you can say that this is an aberration, but it's a reality. He came in shooting close to 60% from the floor.
Johnson saw Withy on the lob, but he wasn't ready for it, Sean. Could have been a lob dunk. Great play by Tyshawn Taylor to poke it away.
Again, T.J. Robinson, 59%. And I mentioned a very different player than Thomas Robinson, who uses his brute strength. Court awareness and having an understanding of where he is on the floor is so important for T.J. Robinson's game. He loves to work that mid-range jump shot area, and he's been successful doing it.
16 points on 6 of 9 shots, but It's not an aberration. You mentioned double-double against Boise, 25 and 10 in a loss at Montana. It's a hard place to win. Long Beach keeps trying to think they're going to get back into the game. Ware, nice slash. He's going to get free throws.
And that's the Casper Ware that needs to elevate and show himself in this game. The game at Pittsburgh was one of his finest, if not his finest game overall in his career with 28 points. But this is the type of guard he is. Tough, physical, and strong. And I saw this young man when he was a freshman for Long Beach State. He had the lines down the side of his hair. He was just really out there just playing his tail off. But I asked him, I said, what's the difference from being a freshman to now? And he said, you know what, Sean, when I was a freshman, I cared about my assignment, who my man was, what my role was in the offense. He goes, now, if we come in Allen Fieldhouse and we can just get out of here with a win, I don't care if I have 2 points. And there's a lot of players that say it, but Casper Ware actually means it. And I think that's a great sign for Long Beach State moving forward this season.
It's interesting, Sean. He's got a chance to be the first Long Beach State player to have 4 years with 100 assists. Everybody thinks about him scoring. At his career, he's been about 1-5, 1-6 to 1 assist to turnover.
I said it last year. He's probably one of the best point guards in the country that most of the nation doesn't know about as a household name. But the people on the West Coast, they are well aware of what Casper Ware can do. One of the things Long Beach State needs to stop doing, turning it over. They've cut the lead to 11 with 3:50 left to go.
Well, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's, and I mean, if I could have played during treatment, I would have. I mean, it's just, baseball is one of those things that, you know, I love to do, and I love to just be out here and be with the team and everything. And after I get done with chemo, I'd ask my dad if he could go play catch with me. And it's just one of those things that just keeps my mind off everything. It's something that I enjoy playing, and going through that just puts into perspective how much I really care for this game.
This new AT&T 4G LTE is fast.
Hey, 2 tickets just opened up on the 50. Yep, about to go pick them up from will call.
So 46 seconds ago.
Did you guys hear that Chapman rolled his ankle? It's done. Get out there.
So 12 seconds ago.
Do you guys know how to post videos to Facebook? Do you guys know how to post videos to Facebook?
Did you guys hear someone stole the other team's mascot? So 27 seconds ago.
Stay a step ahead with 4G LTE, with speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G. AT&T.
Insurgents have had fleeing to the countryside.
High-speed person within occupying.
With a new 285-horsepower Pentastar V6 engine, it's game over for would-be contenders. The 2012 Jeep Wrangler Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Edition, the toughest vehicle in the world. Any world.
And Ace Schroff here in the Sports Center U studio. Coming up at halftime, Andy Katz tells us the real reason behind Big East expansion. Missouri manages to stay unbeaten at Madison Square Garden, while Syracuse barely holds off Marshall. All that coming up at the half with Dino Guardia.
All right, back here, Kansas led at 1 point by 19. Now that's been sliced to 11. It's still a very impressive half by the 13th ranked Jayhawks.
And it's been a great matchup between the two players we mentioned right off the top. Our one-on-one matchup for tonight was Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. Who would control it, who would dominate it, and T.J. Robinson has held up his end of the bargain so far. He's got 16 points and 3 rebounds, doing it in a variety of ways. Thomas Robinson, I think maybe even a little bit more impressive. Not only has he not missed from the field, but the shots in which he's taking. Not your typical back to the basket, utilizing strength to get to the rim. And the numbers similar across the board. And these two players have done their part. The difference maker, though, 3 turnovers for T.J. Robinson. And the turnovers continue to plague. 12 points off of turnovers in the first half for the Kansas Jayhawks.
8 total turns on the 49ers. Long Beach's press has kind of bothered Kansas.
And they have limited the opportunities only twice in this game so far in the first half. When Long Beach State has gotten into their press, has the Kansas Jayhawks score.
A lot of attention on Thomas Robinson underneath. Nearly walks, just stays with it. Young trying to get something done, and he does. Kevin Young, the transfer from Loyola Marymount, it has his first 2 of the night.
Remember, he has been a guy that has struggled. He's got great athleticism, but has yet to found his rhythm here. And this might be a game that's good for him to find that rhythm. He's comfortable against all these guys. He played against him at Loyola Marymount.
West Coast Conference doesn't like the Big West much. They kind of stare each other down. And so an old LMU Lion doesn't like Long Beach State.
Well, he fouls T.J. Robinson, very astute on the offensive end of the floor. Once again, catch the ball, draw the contact, get yourself to the free throw line. And an area where at times he has struggled, and that clearly was one of them.
Yep, he's going to try to get the transit out and try to get a little closer this time. And Long Beach State 2 years in a row. Arguably the best team in the Big West, but got to the finals of the Big West tournament and lost to the Gauchos of Cal Santa Barbara. And the Big West has been a one-bid league
This
for a while.
This year, I think they have a chance to be a two-bid. I think Bob Williams' team with Orlando Johnson, James Nunnally, very good on the West Coast, a team that most people nationally haven't had a chance to see a lot of yet. But certainly Santa Barbara right there again inside the Big West with Long Beach.
Kansas handles the point press this time with 15 to shoot. Relaford out of options. Ware's going to pull deep. And a bucket by the big guy.
It starts and ends with Casper Ware, though. If he can get deep in the paint, it doesn't even matter if he's looking to score. He's going to set the table up for his teammates.
Edis Diversevic has his first field goal, and Long Beach is within 10, which is kind of your demarcation line before the half. Guess what? It's 12. That's 6.0 on the Richter scale. Thomas Robinson. And Long Beach gets back-to-back buckets from Diversevic. This please Bill Self to leave the rim open twice. And the rim's open at the other end. Kevin Young with an and one opportunity.
Neither defense right now working well on the back line. You're going to see how Kevin Young sneaks behind. The defense collapses on him. And an easy finish for Thomas Robinson. I think defensively you leave Kevin Young on a one-on-one and you don't allow Thomas Robinson to go unchecked right down the lane.
Kevin Young, 7 of 11 at the line this year. And he had his moments at LMU. He had 27 points against St. Mary's. Hard to do.
Well, he has got some huge upside, but a year of rust and a year away from the game as he straightened out some things and left LMU before transferring in here to Kansas have left him regaining confidence. And I think that's the biggest challenge right now for Bill Self's coaching staff, is to get a guy like Kevin Young to start believing in himself again.
Seen many humans, though.